Okay, there is only one lesson for Unit 5. So this section is very hard for me to teach on video without using hand movements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach this to you. You're going to write it down in your notes. And then when you get to class tomorrow, I'm going to have a couple videos of a couple explanations that will make this much easier embedded in your slides. Okay, so we'll start with the triangle inequality theorem. Basically what this says is the sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle has to be greater than the third side. And I've got an explanation for that. I've got to show you something. But basically, you can pick any two sides. Doesn't matter which two. Add them up, see if they're greater than the third side. Now you can go through, oh shoot, I can't write in white. You can go through all this if you'd like. Purple. Okay, but easiest thing to do is to pick the two shortest sides, add them up, see if they're greater than the third side. Then you don't have to count the other ones. All right, so I think we will move on to an example. Okay, so to find all the possible lengths of a third side when you're given two sides, so let's look at this example. A triangle has one side length of 14 and another side length of 10. Describe the possible lengths of the third side. What they are looking for, they're not telling you if you are missing the longest side or if you're possibly missing the a shorter side. So we have to account for both of those possibilities. And to do that, we basically end up adding the two numbers and subtracting the two numbers. I'm really having trouble with my board today. All right, so there we go. Okay, so let's say the side that we're missing is the smallest value for x, okay, for example. If it is, then x plus 10, the two shorter sides, if we add them up, they have to be greater than the third side, 14. And when we do that, that means that x has to be greater than 4. Okay, so now, well, what about the other example? What about if the side that we're missing is the longest side? So that would mean that x, and these are the boundaries, x is going to be less than when you add 10 and 14. So 10 plus 14 is greater than x. Well, that's 24. So x has to be greater than 4, but it also has to be less than 24. So the way we write that is in an inequality. And here it is circled in blue. 4 is less than x is less than 24. And the easiest way to get those numbers is to add the two numbers up, 10 and 14, and subtract the two numbers, and the biggest number is always first when you subtract, and you get your boundaries. So here's another example. See if you can do this before I show you the answers. The triangle has one side of 23 meters and another of 17 meters. Describe the possible lengths of the third sides. Now, they don't want a description. They don't want you to write down all the possible numbers. They want an inequality. So what do you do with the two numbers? Add them, subtract them, find the two boundaries, write it in as an inequality. You're done. Oh, I didn't write my inequality. Let me write that. 6 is less than x and is less than 40. Now, it can't be less than or equal to, right? And I'm going to show you that in class tomorrow. All right, so look at the triangle and mark what you think looks like the largest angle, the longest side, the smallest angle, and the shortest side in the triangle. And what you will find, and you can press pause if you haven't done that yet, what you will find is that the largest side is opposite the largest angle. And the shortest side is across from the smallest angle. And I will show you an example of that in a video as well tomorrow. The longest side and the largest angle are opposite each other. Now, in order to list the sides of angle PQR in order from shortest to longest, when they give you the angles, you have to order the sides. They don't want you to order the angles because you can already tell that P is the smallest angle. They know that you know that. What they want to know is What's the shortest side? Well, the shortest side is going to be across from the smallest angle. So here's the smallest angle. So this side is the shortest side. They asked us to order from shortest to longest, so we'll go ahead and name that side first. Now we're naming the side, not the length of the side. It's a name, so we put a line over the top of it. Then the middle one, the middle length, is across from the 55. So that would be, now it doesn't really matter if you name it PQ or QP, okay? So, because we're not saying it's congruent to anything. And then the last side is 80 degrees, and that has to be across from PR. But make sure you put the line over the top of the name. All right, peace out. Oh, no. I want to show you one more thing, okay? This isn't on in your notes. But sometimes, just like the previous problem, you're given the measures of the angles and you have to order the sides. Sometimes you're given the lengths of the sides and you're asked to order the angles. It's the same thing, okay? So here's the shortest side. It's going to be across from the smallest angle. So angle B is the smallest. And then 4 is the next largest or longest side. So A would be the next angle, and then C is the largest angle because it's across from the 5. All right, peace out.